Hello, friends. Today I'm going to speak on the topic IQ and EQ. IQ or intelligence quotient and EQ or emotional quotient. So, what is IQ? IQ or intelligence quotient is a score derived from a series of standardized tests. It is actually a measure of the human intelligence. So, the equation for IQ is mental age by chronological age into 100. Here, the mental age is determined by asking the children a series of questions and their ability to understand these questions and comprehend. So, the chronological age is the actual age of the child and it is multiplied by 100 to achieve a value which in turn will determine the IQ of the child. So, the concept of IQ was first introduced by the French psychologist Alfred Binet in the 20th century. So he introduced the first IQ test is also known as the Binet-Simon scale, which is designed to identify children who needed special education. So you need to remember the name of the scientist, that is Alfred Binet, and the name of the first IQ test, which is the Binet-Simon scale. So coming to the types of IQ test, the standard Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale, the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for children, the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, and the Cattle Culture Fair Test. These are the different IQ tests that are available now. So the Stanford Binet Intelligence Scale makes use of verbal and non-verbal factors like the problem solving, memory, and language comprehension in order to come to a conclusion. The Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children and the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale and the Cattle Culture Fair makes use of these cognitive aspects, which are the verbal comprehension, the perpetual reasoning, the working memory, and the processing speed. So, verbal comprehension is the ability to understand the language that we are talking. So, perpetual reasoning is the ability to understand and find the problem. So working memory makes use of the memory to find a solution for the problem. And the processing speed is the speed with which a solution is achieved. So all these tests makes use of these cognitive aspects to come to a conclusion. So the factors affecting the IQ is the genetics, the education, the nutrition, and socio-economic factors. You just need to remember the name of these factors. That's all. So, coming to EQ or the emotional quotient is the ability to recognize and understand emotions in oneself and others, and to use the awareness to guide the behavior and the thought process of the individual. So, it is the ability to recognize and understand emotions in oneself and others, and to use this awareness to guide the thought process and the behavior. So the key components of the emotional quotient includes the self-regulation, the self-awareness, the motivation, empathy, and the social skills. So the equation for EQ is self-awareness plus self-regulation plus motivation plus empathy plus skills divided by 5. So this is very important from an entrance point of view. They will ask you the value and identify the type of IQ. So if the IQ is below 69, it is considered as mentally retarded. That is people with intellectual deficiencies. So if the IQ is below 90, it is considered as low average. So if the IQ is below 90, between 90 and 110, that is considered as average, and most of the children fall into this age group. Above 110 is considered high average or superior. So the IQ below 69 is considered as mentally retarded or people with intellectual deficiencies. Below 90 it is low average, between 90 and 110 it is average, and most of the children fall in this group. And above 110 is considered as high average or superior. So the IQ below 70 is again subclassified as idiot, imbecile, and moron. So IQ less than 25 is considered as an idiot, and the IQ between 25 and 50 is considered as an imbecile, and the IQ between 50 and 70 is considered as a moron. That is a classification of intellectual deficiency. This also was asked several times for the entrance exam. So coming to the previous year questions, the first one, in intellectual deficiency syndrome, the IQ range is, We know that the IQ range has to be below 70, starting from 69, for the person to be in the intellectual deficiency syndrome. So the first option A, 75 to 90. We know that this is a low average. So the IQ between 50 and 75, it is not below 70. So that is not the option. The IQ 45 to 50 is the right answer because it is below 70. The IQ 90 to 110 is considered as average. So the answer for this is option C. So the second question, the IQ 25 to 50 is suggestive of. We know that the IQ below 25 is idiot. The IQ between 25 and 50 is imbecile. The IQ between 50 and 70 is moron. There's no criteria for stupid. So coming to the third question that was asked, according to American Association of Mental Deficiency classification scheme, a trainable mentally retarded child has an IQ range of, so you have to by heart this memory range, that is 36 to 51, wherein the mentally retarded child can be trained. Okay, the same question was asked in a different way. The fourth question is that a child of 10 to 11 years of age cannot follow the demonstration of toothbrushing. That means he cannot be trained. For that, the IQ level has to be below 36 to 51. So the same question was asked in a different way. So these are the four questions that have been asked so far. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.